Hello there and welcome to Ancient Theories channel. Lapis Lazuli. The material was cherished in ancient Mesopotamia, the jewelry of Cleopatra in Egypt, blue gold of the city of Troy. Many stated that these rocks contained some kind of power, named it the stone of luck, or simply believed or still believe in the magical properties of this mineral. And for me, it's just guessing or advertisement. I'm going to start the video with a statement. Lapis lazuli is truly a unique, beautiful and wonderful material, and the beauty of it is the attribute that this material definitely has. A lot of people love blue and gold jewelry. But there's more. It can be processed to get even more unique pigments for clothes dyeing and painting. Nevertheless, where is the magic? Who knows? How to even look for a method to test the vague magical properties of a rock? I don't, but I can at least test its magnetic properties. Let's call it a start. I heard people state that this material could be used in some sort of ancient magnetic device. And it happens to be that I have some minerals at my disposal, one piece of lapis lazuli included. Here it is, on a simple stand. What a random piece of rock. I also have a simple gemological loupe for my smartphone, which is a useful, portable and marvelous gadget when you don't have a gemological microscope, especially when normal microscopes won't let you do anything with big chunks of rocks. Here is a clip from a simple inspection. Nothing crazy. As you may see, there is a region with a more goldish color than blue, and on the other side we have a balanced mix. I've taken some photos too for you. Here and here. Wait, that was not a lapis lazuli, that's a pyrite. And here is a comparison. If you didn't know that, then it may be a shock for you. The goldish color in lapis lazuli is actually a pyrite. Here are the real photos of lapis lazuli. In the meantime, let's talk more about that unique pigment. Ancient sources state that one should grind a lapis lazuli rock to get the pigment and then knead it with a paste of resin, beeswax and oil to create a fist-sized ball. After a week or two, the ball was rinsed out under water with kneading motions. In this way, the ultramarine is released, while the impurities remain behind in the paste. However, if you want a good result, you should grind hot lapis lazuli rock, not cold one. Interesting. What does mean hot lapis lazuli? Is it a rock put in an oven for a while, or maybe it's half-molten rock which would require extreme heat? Well, all I could find it's somewhere between 200 Celsius and 2000 Celsius, depending on the source and lapis lazuli grade. I would not recommend testing heating lapis lazuli to more than 1800 Celsius without proper precaution. The danger is real. This rock contains sulfur, which could create sulfur dioxide while extreme heating, which is toxic for humans. Let's go back to magnetic fields. I have prepared a simple test. I have a neodymium magnet, a stand made of photopolymer resin, which has no magnetic properties, an old speaker magnet, hematite, a pyrite, a green zebra jasper or chrysotyl, a lapis lazuli, and a quartz crystal. I will place each one of them on the stand and try to pull it with a magnet without touching it. I will try with an old speaker weak magnet and a neodymium strong magnet. The hematite contains about 70% of iron, which is the reason why it reacted to a strong magnet. However, for my weak magnet, 70% of iron is not enough. Next, please. Pyrite just doesn't care. It's just like there was nothing there. Green zebra jasper is an interesting one. Do you know it's made of asbestos fiber? Yes, that is asbestos, in its mineral-pretty form, but still not very healthy. Those fibers aligned with the magnetic field in the microscale, creating micromagnetic domains. It's breathtaking. Well, you know what I mean? Now our big guy, lapis lazuli. First, let's try weak magnet. Maybe from the other side. Okay, let's move to the strong one. Still nothing. If you were here just for this moment, then you can go now, or stay for more fun with rocks. The last one is quartz crystal. This one has no intention to move. However, quartz has the unique ability to create an electric charge due to stress on its surface, but we are not here to talk about the piezoelectric effect. So, no magnetic properties? Maybe. I want to go one step further. One could say that it still has some minor magnetic properties undetected in the last experiment, and in certain conditions it could be used in ancient magnetic devices. Well, I have an idea. Let's measure the impact on the magnetic field of adding or removing lapis lazuli. I've created a simple experiment, but due to not having any professional stuff for recording it, here is a photo of the setup. I placed the neodymium magnet on a stand with rubber bands, marked a fixed distance with 2 paper handkerchiefs, and drew a line to make sure my smartphone was always in the right place and not too up, down, left or right. You should also know that I have a magnetometer on my smartphone. Quite handy, right? Little digression. If you want to mess around with a magnetometer, you can build one with a little Arduino kit. However, I do not recommend cheap magnetometers from China, which often don't have enough or any at all documentation, and I would rather not go with pre-made AMR sensor, which doesn't like strong magnets. You could also buy a standalone magnetometer, which is easier, but with my magnetometer chip in my smartphone, I'm pretty happy for now. I tested the setup without any minerals, let's call it a background check, then the setup with lapis lazuli between the magnet and sensor, and then with hematite between the magnet and sensor without lapis lazuli. The result is here on the chart. Keep in mind that I've done this without any rigid holder for the sensor. It was all my hands, and my moves could have moved the sensor 1 or 2 millimeters, or I could tilted it. Nevertheless, the result is clear. The average doesn't change at all with lapis lazuli included, when even the hematite, which didn't react to the weak magnet, clearly made a difference. And keep in mind that the hematite piece was a lot smaller than the lapis lazuli piece. I think for yourself, but it's highly unlikely that lapis lazuli was used in an ancient magnetic device, maybe as a decoration, because after all it's still a pretty rock. However, the one thing which still doesn't let me sleep is this hot lapis lazuli for grinding. I don't really believe in any metaphysic properties of this specific rock, and if ancient Sumerians burnt it for pigment, then why shouldn't we? Okay, let's burn it. For this test, I used this marvelous lighter, which by the way uses that quartz electric charge generated from surface stress for ignition. What a coincidence. Yes, I placed quartz crystal on the first test, just to say that line here. And it looks like there is no effect. This particular lighter uses isobutane, which means that the flame isn't that hot, approximately 300 degrees Celsius. I could burn it for longer, but I don't see a point. Under the loupe, there were no changes. So I went for a blowtorch, which can generate temperatures between 1300 degrees Celsius and 1900 degrees Celsius, depending on the manufacturer. I couldn't do this on this wooden table indoors, so I just tested it outdoors, sadly without a camera. However, I had to end the test quickly, because I am pretty sure the sulfur in this rock decided to react with oxygen and create toxic sulfur dioxide. Here are photos with the loupe after the burn with the blowtorch. The blue color is black now, and the blue color is from sulfur. It's said in a source that the rock should be reddish after the heating, but at this temperature, the rock made a specific hiss sound and became blackish. For now, it's enough. I probably will go on and test the heating with a lower temperature. I think a wax candle would be an interesting idea to try. I can't test the magic thing of the rock, and the luck is quite hard to determine either, but maybe conductivity and reaction to current would be an interesting idea. Here is one more photo of my lapis lazuli piece. I think the white area is a calcite. I asked a friend geologist and sent him this photo, but he gave me looks like calcite, but can't be sure before testing answer. By the way, the green zebra jasper or dragon skin jasper is indeed toxic, but if you are not eating it or breathing it, then you are good to go. However, some people sell this as some sort of a talisman, health improver or longevity attribute. That's not honest. Long exposure to these stones isn't healthy at all. I locked mine after this video in a tight plastic suitcase and I have no intention to wear it or sleep near it, and I don't think any human being should. Think for yourself, but know this: if not the asbestos fibers in my jasper, then it would not react to magnets. Till we meet again.